Hey everyone, welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics. I am Kevin and I sold 8 more Lego sets recently. 4 of them are retired sets and 4 of them are gifts with purchase, and they're basically retired too. I don't think any of them are coming back. My highest return on investment was 472% and my lowest was 150%. So very, very good chunk of sales that I did recently. So let's dive in and I'll tell you all about them. The first one is the TIE Fighter Pilot Helmet, the Holy Grail, the Unicorn. This is set 75274. Here's my marketplace post where I listed it for $200, and here are the pictures that I took, and you can see there's some pretty good box damage, but this set is so popular that the damage didn't hurt my ability to resell it at all. Here's the back of the box. By far one of the best helmets produced. Looks a lot like the source material. A picture of the undisturbed tape showing that it is a new in-box set on both sides. And then here's the spine showing the complete set head on. Close up of the damage, a little bit more damage. It's a pretty beat up box, and there we are back to the beginning of the pictures. And before I give you all the data on how I did on this set when I sold it, let's go to the second one, which is the Stormtrooper helmet, which to me is basically the mini Holy Grail, especially compared to the last one. This one is 75276. Same thing. Here it is on Marketplace, the pictures I took. This box is in decent condition, a few little marks and creases here and there. Same thing. The tape is showing that it is new in box, and then another great picture of the spine with the complete set head on, and there's a close-up of some of the damage, a little bit more of the damage. Here's the profit and return on investment calculation for both of these sets. I got them for $35 each in 2021. TIE Fighter Pilot Helmet, I sold it for $200 since it was local on Marketplace, no shipping or fees or taxes. $165 profit for a return on investment of 471%. I think in my intro I said that my max return on investment was 472%, so I was off by just a tick there, but that's nothing when you're above 450% return on investment. And then for the Stormtrooper helmet, not crazy awesome like the last one, but still really good at 214% return on investment. Bought it for $35, sold it for the $110, and that is a $75 profit. So let's compare to brick set. The new price is listed at $208 right now, and I sold mine for $200, so that's pretty close. And I've mentioned this in previous videos, but from my experience, I think that the new price on Brickset is a really good estimate for what you can get after all of the shipping and fees. Of course, again, there are none of those if you sell locally. So Brickset says $208. I sold it for $200. Remember, there was some box damage on mine, so I'm very happy with that. And are the Brickset prices exactly one for one perfect all the time? No, but on average, they seem to be pretty close. You know, one or two will be a little high, one or two will be a little low. But again, on average, in my experience, it is a very close, you know, the 85% answer representation of how much I can sell the set for after shipping and fees. Here's the Stormtrooper helmet. Brickset says $130. I sold it for $110. Again, mine had a little bit of damage, so I'm happy with both of those sales. But before we move on to the next set that I recently sold, there's actually a story with the TIE Fighter Pilot helmet and the Stormtrooper helmet. This is a picture of each of my sets from 2022, and if you notice, they're both in pretty good condition. I actually sold these a year ago on eBay, but they ended up getting returned to me because the person who bought them said, hey, they are in bad condition and false advertising or something like that. But again, here's the picture I took before I shipped them off. Here they are packed away in the box, all looking nice and comfortable. And there's the condition of the box that ended up getting sent back to me. And more importantly, there's a picture of the condition of the TIE Fighter Pilot helmet that ended up getting sent back to me. So that's where all the damage came on the set that I just recently sold locally on Marketplace. But there's something really interesting to show you. This is the Stormtrooper helmet that came back to me. And if you notice, the number on this sealed tape is 32, and I don't know if that's an A or an R and a 1. So 32, call it A1. But here's a picture of my set. Again, no damage and tip-top shape before I sent it out to the person. And if I zoom in on the tape, it is 51R0. This whole experience was quite a mystery to me because I knew that I packed these really well, and I really couldn't understand how they could get damaged in the shipping process. And the person who bought these sets even said that they were packed well and that they were sure that they did not get damaged while being shipped. So I have no idea what happened, but clearly, I don't know if it was a scam or what, but clearly somebody was messing with me. They sent me back a different Stormtrooper. I did compare the numbers, and it looks like the TIE Fighter Pilot helmet that they sent back to me was in fact the same box that I sent them, but of course in a much more beat up condition. So I don't know if they were trying to switch one out for free. Maybe they had a Stormtrooper that was in bad condition and they wanted mine that was in better condition, and then beat up the boxes and sent them back back. Yes, they ended up getting refunded. eBay supported them, gave the refund, but I also filed whatever they call it, the explanation process, and showed them all my pictures, and eBay ended up paying me out. So I actually got to sell these twice. Sold them the first time for about the same as what I sold them on Marketplace. They got sent back to me in the new and improved and weathered condition. I had to write up my explanation and claim to eBay, and they paid me out, and then I sold them again a year later on Marketplace. So really, after buying each of them for $35 each, it was over $600 in total that I sold them for. I don't feel good about it, but I also don't feel good that somebody, again, I think, scammed me on my first eBay sale and sent back a different box. And again, I can't imagine exactly what the person was up to. But one thing I did find suspect right from the beginning was that the first message the person sent me after I communicated to him that I put it in the mail is right here. TIE Fighter pilot helmet box is actually worse than what was shown in the picture. I do not appreciate false advertising. First message, instead of saying, hey, there was damage, maybe something happened in shipping, or, let's talk about it. Nope, the person immediately jumped to, I did false advertising on eBay. And that definitely made me think, you know what? There is something potentially suspect going on here. As you can see, the person sent these two original pictures, but I had them send me pictures of both sets, the box, and all kinds of things so that I could try to do some detective work and find something that I could prove to eBay, hey, I did not do this and it's not me. And I think the buyer is the one that is being short on integrity. Either way, I am very glad to have that saga behind me. And even though those are two great sets and it probably would have been great to hold on to them for 20 years and who knows where they'll go, it was time to sell them and use that cash to invest in new great sets that just retired at the end of 2023. Next up, I've got a couple Harry Potter sets and then on to the 4 gifts with purchase that I talked about at the beginning. The first one is Hogwarts Fluffy Encounter 76387. I posted it on Marketplace for $45. Here are the pictures that I took of the set. Really good condition. It's one of those thumb tab sets. I know we all don't like that, so you got to slide the knife in there and try not to damage the box too much. Good Golden Hermione minifigure. More pictures of the spines, the most recent fluffy mold that looks really cool. And this one I ended up selling on eBay, so here's the announcement for that. And again, all the same pictures. The summary is I bought it for $17 in 2022. I sold it all in on eBay for $63. That includes shipping, the fees, and the taxes that the person paid. The shipping and fees was $20. My profit after doing all the math was $25, so that's 152% return on investment. Brickset says I should be able to sell it for $47, so I was pretty close, but it's not a huge increase from the original MSRP. The only reason I did well on this one is because I bought it for $17. Y'all may be asking how and where did I do that? It was actually a Marketplace purchase. I bought 10 sets in the one purchase, and the person was moving. They got a new job and had to move quickly, and they weren't going to have space for their sets. So I felt very comfortable that that was legit, and the person was trying to unload a bunch of sets. So I jumped on the opportunity. One thing to watch out for on Marketplace is sometimes sets are really, really cheap, and you can just kind of tell from communicating with the person and how often they post sets and what sets they are, and even the condition. There are signs to figure out, hey, is this set being sold legitimately purchased and being sold fair and square and everything is good, or is it potentially a hot set that somebody could have stolen, passed a few hands, and then it shows up on Marketplace? If it looks like something that's too good to be true or not believable, then I will pass on it. But in this case, I was very confident the person was absolutely legit, and they had, again, the 10 sets that I ended up buying for a really good deal, and this was one of them. The other Harry Potter set is 76384, the Hogwarts Moment Herbology class. This is a really cool set. I listed it for $50. Again, my pictures that I took out in the garage on a piece of white poster board, new in-box condition, good minifigures on the spine. This is another one I sold on eBay, used the same pictures, and this one I bought for $13 in 2022. And I know I bought this one from a store. I think it was Target, because I remember the yellow clearance sticker, the color sticker we always look for, either Target or Walmart. It was a $30 set, but as we know, these Hogwarts Moments books didn't sell too well. So right before they retired, they were getting dropped real low, kind of like a lot of sets a couple of weeks ago here at the end of 2023. So I was excited about this purchase. I knew the herbology one would be awesome. The other colors were okay. I sold it for $70, shipping and fees 20, so my profit after the math was 38 bucks, and that is a 300% return on investment. On Brickset, it says my take would be 49, so I was really close, and this one's pretty good, up from 30 to 50. Again, if anybody invested in this, they were getting it for $15 or $20, so you're a little bit more than doubling your money. Of the 4 Hogwarts moments, just glancing at them real quick, the other 3 are only okay, kind of squared off, a lot of anti-studs and bland, but this one has good detail, good foliage, good stickers. I think that's Madame Pomfrey minifigure. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And then the other 3, I still like them, but a lot more plain. This one is okay. Defense Against Dark Arts, I'm sure that one is a little better. Yeah, 30 bucks. Potions is bland, below MSRP, and Charms class. Oh, that one's actually just above MSRP. And then I know Lego came out with another couple, second wave, I think, and these ones aren't that special either. So of course, looking at these, they do remind me of the 4 Harry Potter house banners that had less than a year shelf life that just retired at the end of 2023, and very similar. 3 of them look kind of squared off, kind of plain, not too many details, but one of them, the Hufflepuff house banner, looks bright, colorful, foliage, this great. It's not a sticker, it's actually a vinyl sheet that just slides in the back and fills in all of these gaps. Looks awesome, and sure enough, if we go to eBay, this is the one that's already doing pretty well. $40 shipped, $42 shipped, $40 plus $8.50 shipping, and these retailed for $35, way too much. We were able to get them for $20, $25, even $15 in some cases. But here's the set of 4, $35 each would be $140 retail, and this one is sold for $140, including shipping. So the take home would be a little less than retail, but that's not a terrible sign. And give these a little while. I think a couple of them, especially the Hufflepuff house banner, are going to do pretty well. All right, the first of the gifts with purchase that I recently sold is 40564, the Winter Elves scene. I listed it for $20. Again, the pictures I took in my garage, a really good box art on this one, really pretty looking, very inviting, pulls you in, a couple of small elves on the spine. Again, just nice little Christmas diorama scene, basically. This is another one I was successful on eBay. I got it in 2022. Obviously, it cost me $0 since I met the threshold at lego.com. Sold it for $34. After shipping and fees, my profit was $20. Since my purchase price was 0, calculating ROI would be dividing by 0, so instead it is a gargantuan % return on investment. Brickset estimates my gross at 18 bucks, and it was 20, so on the point right there. Next up is 40598, Harry Potter Gringotts Vault gift with purchase, which goes with 76417, that huge one that we'll look at in a second. I listed this one at $40. This is a very popular gift with purchase. Again, my box was in excellent condition. There's all the pictures, good details on the spine again. I like this one a lot. I had 2 and I ended up selling them both, and I might regret it if I ever get the very large 76417 someday. The summary is my sold price was $58, shipping and fees was $19, so profit was $39. It was a colossal return on investment for this one. Here's my eBay listing for this one. Like I said, I had 2. They're both sold out. Again, the same pictures. And I did want to show you set 76417 Gringotts Wizarding Bank Collector's Edition, $430. And I think it would be really fun to build, but now that I look at it again, I actually don't want to own it. It's really big and it's not the best to look at. It's almost like the top looks good separately and the bottom looks good separately. I don't like them together, but when you get the gift with purchase add-on set, it really makes a big difference. Brickset says I should gross 42. I gross 39, so not too bad. And then here we are on lego.com, and here's the order I put in to get one of these GWPs. I got 1 each of the Harry Potter house banners. And if you recall, Lego did a deal, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, where if you bought 2 of them, instead of the $70 retail price, you get them for $56. And since I was able to sell this GWP for 39 bucks, I feel pretty good about my buy-in price on the house banners. To go over the, I think it was $130 threshold, I also got 1 of the not retiring yet Shacklebolt and Tonks brickhead. This might do okay, but my son loves to collect and build all the Harry Potter brickheads, so odds are he'll end up getting this at one point. And then it did come with this Quidditch Practice GWP polybag. And before I wrap up with my last 2 GWPs that I recently sold, I just remembered I wanted to show you, actually at the beginning of looking at GWPs, but here we are in the middle of them. I want to show you the most recent gift with purchase announcement, and it is this Micro Ninjago City set, and these are kind of cool. I just saw them recently. Here's the first Ninjago City set and the 4 large sets that have been released so far. And again, this one's in the micro version. version, and on the back of the box, it looks like they're going to make a micro version for each of the 4 that have already been released. No idea what the threshold is going to be. No idea if you can only buy Ninjago to get this gift with purchase, but I think it's a great idea, and I think they could be very collectible. My only worry is, since this box shows 4 nice spots for 4 micro builds, does that mean that Lego is not going to make any more of the large Ninjago City sets in the line? Are they going to stop at the 4 they have, or are they going to come out with a 5th? I'm leaning towards they're going to stop at the 4 they have if this is the back of the box of this micro build. These remind me a lot of the Houses of the World promos that came out last year. They were a $250 buy-in threshold, and I think a lot of people were really hoping they were going to do better, but they're all doing about $35, even less, $30 on a couple of them. So spend $250 and only $35 on the GWP. That just doesn't seem great, especially compared to this one, for example, where it was a $130 buy-in and it was a $40 return on the GWP. But GWPs are hit or miss. Some of them end up getting you $10 or $15, and some of them ended up getting you $40, $50, $60. A little bit of a gamble on these. The next one is Majesto's Magical Workshop 40601. I think I've actually sold 3 of these so far. This is the second one I'm showing you, so maybe the third one will show up in a future video. But same pictures as before. Really cool set. I like these throwbacks that Lego's doing that are very close to the original, of course, with modern pieces and modern build techniques and design elements. Good minifigures. I sold this one locally for $30, and Brickset says $35. So maybe a little bit low for me on that one, but still pretty good. Here's one of the orders that I put in to get a Majesto's Magical Workshop GWP, 1 Apollo 11 Lunar Lander on sale for $80, 3 full price Millennium Falcon Holiday dioramas. Regretting that purchase, but I did get more on sale, so that's okay. And then 3 each of Llama, Zombie, Alex. Those are going to be awesome. Llama's already doing okay for just a few weeks post-retirement. And the last one I sold in this video is the Charles Dickens Tribute, A Christmas Carol 40410. I listed it for $35. Another really good condition box. I had 2 of these, and I gave one away in a White Elephant Christmas 2022. And the person who got it was an older gentleman, and he was really excited about it. He's like, oh man, my daughter loves to read, and she also loves a few Lego here and there, and ended up working out perfectly. So I was super excited for that one to go to that person. And then I think my pull in that White Elephant was a can of Spam or something of equivalent enjoyment or value. But that's kind of the fun with the White Elephant. You never know what you're going to get, and there's always some good joke gifts in there. So a really nice set, and I did pretty well at $35 for this one, but I have had it since 2022. I held on to it for a long time because I thought about building it myself, but it got to the point where I said, hey, this is a good one. Somebody else is going to appreciate it a lot more than me, and I can get 35 out of a GWP. Here it is on Brickset, where it says my gross should be 28. So I actually beat Brickset's estimate a little bit on this one. But as you can see, all 8 of these sets, if we average it out, Brickset was really accurate after shipping fees. And oh, by the way, I also include taxes in my summary calculations here. Obviously not for the GWPs, but for this one, for example, I think actually it was $12 on the sticker, and so I just rounded up to 13. So I don't want to show the tax calculations, but I promise I'm including them, and I'm being a little bit conservative. I'd rather show a slightly lower ROI so that it stays very realistic and what you can expect when you sell your similar sets. And also I'd rather just present slightly lower expectations, keep that right in the middle of the range of where people can do on these sets. And then if you end up doing a little better when you sell something very similar or the same set, then you'll be super happy about that. All right, that's everything for this video. My next video is going to cover a bunch more sets that are on the early 2024 retirement list. We're going to look at the mentions and enthusiasm score that I've collected so far. I'll give you my thoughts on them. And then I actually have another video planned going through 8 more sets that I recently sold. Thanks as always for watching. That's a wrap on this one, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.